Hello, fellow gamers. Cryptic Panther back. Some more Tomb Raider. So, we're going to venture into Croft Manor. Let's go. Oh, there's two. New story, blood ties, new expedition, Laura's nightmare. Well, let's, we don't have VR. Well, we'll do the new story, blood ties, I guess.
Final notice to Lara Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor, somewhere. Dad's safe.
Well, right off the bat, who wrote that letter's an arsehole? Just open the safe. Oh, not that easy?
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
So I don't know anything about the...
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
Number in the back.
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
Don't flatter yourself. Yeah, so I don't know much about this. I just know it was DLC that was given to PlayStation players. Kind of as a, sorry you had to wait a fucking year to play the game. I guess we have to look at everything here, I guess.
Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL.
Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
No other special clues on this. Alright. Put it down. Put it down, not... Okay, I guess once you look at shit, it's gone. Okay.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Aha!
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start.
There you go. That's it. Nothing in there. Not gonna take an old film out and watch it.
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
No Extra clue. Oh yeah, there would have been something written underneath the what do you call that? A kickstand on the back of the picture? I don't know what the hell you call that thing. Probably has a real name, but I have no idea.
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Okay. Sure. So I think I just gotta do kind of a look through everything. Looking for clues.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Ah, I bet you couldn't put it on. That'd be cool. Walk around with that mask on for the rest of the game.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
Yeah, well, he didn't find it, did he? Anything else in here to look at? Nope, up on the table.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have been around. Search all the things.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Alright, nothing there. I think that's everything in the room. I got no weapons. I can jump. That's it. I guess it's just gonna be a lot of...
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
Cool. It's got a blue bug on it.
Too dark.
Destiny.
Going to need a flashlight.
Flashlight in here. Nope. I take the heater. Extension cord. Laptop. Take the sword.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, it won't be boring your sword this time.
That was like a gratuitous butt shot there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Continue on.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix. A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
Sure, sounds good. But flashlight. We need a flashlight, apparently.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Stop smoking on a cigarette case. Master key. You need a flashlight and a fucking key now. Alright.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was
Jesus.
always so protective of the West Wing. Locked. Need a key to open this.
I need a key and a flashlight. And here. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just that. Alright. That's where I just come from. So I guess I gotta go downstairs. Somebody want to clean this place up. I mean, fix it. Like, what a shithole. The manor. Alright, no flashlight, no key yet. Hello? My laptop? Don't break anything.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Snake devouring itself. Well, two snakes devouring each other.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Yeah, whatever. You're a liar.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me, if it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Okay, what's in here? Flashlight?
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
flashlight. Aha!
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Okay. So,
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
alright, creepy uncle. And double check this area again, make sure there's nothing I missed. And I think we're going to end the episode with this. We'll inspect that and then we'll end the episode, I guess.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Okay. Good for you. We're not going to worry about that right now. So I got my flashlight, and I guess we'll continue the next episode going into the passage. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.